Nerd alert, dork face.
I am not a loser. I just have a bad haircut.
Kind of a major dork.
Oh, nerds.
If you're into science, tech, or unique hobbies, you're listening to the right show. On Get Nerdy With It, we interview nerds talking about their passions. This is Get Nerdy With It.
Hi, welcome to Get Nerdy With It, episode number 8. My name is Jennifer Ruggiero, your host. Today is Wednesday, July 10th, and with us today we have Rich Tabor from ThemeBeans. How are you doing, Rich?
I'm doing pretty good, Jennifer. And how about you?
I am great, thanks. How's the week been?
It's been good. It's been extremely busy the last probably 5 or 6 days, but busy is good.
Good busy. Okay, good.
Yeah, good busy.
That's good to hear. So, to tell everyone about what you do, you're the creator of ThemeBeans. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay. And for those out there, go to ThemeBeans.com to see all about it. And can you tell me a little bit about what exactly you do with ThemeBeans?
Okay, ThemeBeans is basically a theme repo, and I eventually plan to build it into more of a library system, but right now I have a group of people. There's me and 3 others that are making themes and plugins, and we have code snippets that are coming soon as well. That way we sell them on ThemeForest, and we have a couple that we sell on our own website as well, but ThemeForest is our main focus.
Okay.
But yeah, it's mostly just nice and simple themes for people who don't want 1,000 options to a theme but still want control.
Right. So they're WordPress. Just so I can explain to everyone, they're WordPress themes.
Correct.
And so when people create a WordPress site, they have 2 options. You can either go to WordPress.com and go that route, or you can also load your own themes, and that's or find some awesome themes. And that is what ThemeBeans does, is they create some beautiful, beautiful themes. And so have you always focused on WordPress?
Pretty much, yes. I did a little bit beforehand, but, like, content management systems are the way to go nowadays if you're ever going to do a website. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's an easy platform, and you can build whatever you want, really.
Let me just say, the way, when I use your themes, I've used a lot of other people's themes as well, and I've stuck with yours now ever since finding it, because they're so simple. They're just, the way you create them, they're just so user-friendly and simple. And you're welcome, and beautiful, too. And hey, you guys, Get Nerdy With It is actually using one of ThemeBeans themes. So it's very easy to use, and just very clean, and a nice flowing UI. So how many themes do you guys have right now?
I think we have 7 or 8 right now. One of them's on Creative Market, but the other, I think there's 7 on ThemeForest right now.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit the difference between that? Are they just 2 different marketplaces?
They are. We only released the one on Creative Market to kind of test the whole market appeal on that side of things, because it's it's a newer platform to sell on, and ThemeForest is definitely more attributed in the community. And we'll probably keep our focus there.
Okay.
But
yeah, because that's where I had found you on themeforest.net, and I didn't even know of the other one. So, what was it called again? Creative
Market.
Creative Market. Okay, I'll have to check that out.
.com.
Okay, creativemarket.com. All right. And are the themes that you create, are they mobile responsive?
They are, yes. All of our themes. I mean, each theme that I make, I get a little bit better each time at doing it, but definitely all of them are mobile responsive. That's a requirement nowadays when making websites, I think.
Yeah.
Especially like, blogs and portfolios, especially.
Is it? I've never developed a theme. So when you're making a mobile response theme, was that something really challenging to do? When they started pushing this out, and was that hard to learn?
In the beginning, it was it was gnarly thinking about it. It really was. But then once you kind of get into like framework development with like columns and different whips, and like in all our themes, we're using a very customized version of Zerb. And Zerb is like a responsive framework based on you can name a class 3 columns, and what it does is it sets something to float left at 33%. So, or in relativity, depending on how many columns you have. That way, I could say that when we shrink the screen, I want that column now to go to mobile 4, which is 100% width and mobile.
I see.
Because 33% on a small screen is, nothing. It's a sliver.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's say if I have an iPad and an iPhone and I'm pulling up the site, is that site going to change? Of course, it's going to change to fit the screen, but does your site know, or how does it determine, I guess, what device to cater to?
Yeah, that's a good question. I utilize media queries, and what it is in the mobile.css files that I use, it's basically saying that if your screen is X by X, then use all these styles in there. And then what happens is, it's kind of neat because you can say that on an iPhone size screen, or that around that size screen, to extend an image full width, or to crop it on the edges, and to center your logo, for example. I do that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a fun part.
Yeah. And I'm actually using a few of your themes on a couple of different sites, and I have pulled it up on my devices, and they actually look really nice. They're really really cool. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So out of all the themes that you have, which one is the most popular one?
I get asked that a lot.
Do you?
The popular, and which one's my favorite?
Yeah.
And, the most popular one is Acute, and I think it's mostly because of the cool sidebar action, but it's also extremely simple blog style that I like doing.
I'm pulling it up right now. So people can go to ThemeBeans.com and then go to themes and pull up Acute. And I'm viewing it right now. So it is nice.
There's a whole bunch of CSS transitions in there as well to give it a little bit of class, I guess.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Which one was the first one that you put out?
The very first one I did with ThemeBeans is a board.
A board, yeah. Actually, I think I might even have a board. I do have a board. I do.
Nice.
It's I have it. I'm using it for our community, our homeowners community. They asked me to create a website for them, so I used a board. And
nice.
It's nice because they're all, and what's nice is it's just clean and simple, and just basic, and the neighbors around here, they're all a little bit older. They're kind of, and they like it because it's kind of easy to read. There's not too much stuff on it, and yeah. So which one is your favorite out of all the ones that you have?
See, what happens is each new theme I make is my new favorite until I start making the next one.
That makes sense.
So right now it's definitely Folo, which is one I released, I think, late last week maybe, or over the holiday weekend.
The Folo one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is focusing on. This is more. Explain this one to me. It looks like it's some more picture oriented, or.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely more like gallery style photography. Even there's a bunch, and I really made it so I can learn a bunch of new techniques, like the grid style here and the infinite loading, and also each of the single portfolios uses a really cool picture viewer type thing. And I just wanted to, push the boundaries and see what I could do there. And now that I learned these, I can, put them in other themes as well.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Folo right now. I'm kind of curious. When I look at sample themes, where do you guys come up with your content that you put inside your themes?
That's always a tricky one. I've changed all these images probably 3 times each. A lot of them I actually bought different ribbons, like you'll see all the ribbons there and all the different logos and stuff, or just stock things that I bought and then just customized a little bit. Inside, if you clicked on the little ribbon one, all those are just exactly stock images, and I wanted to throw in a little bit of appeal for men and for women as well.
Yeah, because I noticed the hot guy on the
Exactly,
and I thought he had to have thrown that in there for us. So
exactly. And it's actually the number one viewed portfolio item.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty fun.
That's great. That is really funny.
Yeah, those things actually matter, though. They really do.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what about like when you guys put in, a lot of times I'll see, actually I don't see it on yours right now, but I'll see that the bogus Latin content that they'll put in there. Where do you guys find that from? Do you have that in any of yours? I don't see any right now, but
I do in the blog and in this, maybe not in the
I see it right there in the blog. Yeah.
I use mostly Latin because it's I don't have like a standard thing to write in there, and plus when you write stuff, then people end up reading that. And what I want them to do is, to see the theme and not the words.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
But
yeah, I have a cool program called Little Ipsum, and it's a Mac app. But what you do is basically just installs a little icon on your toolbar at the top, and then you just click it and choose how much, like 3 or 4 paragraphs you want, and then it automatically copies it to your clipboard.
Wow, that's cool.
It saved me hours.
It's called Little Ipsum?
Ipsum, I think.
Ipsum.
Yeah, like lorem ipsum.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, I wonder if any of this actually translates to anything.
Oh, I have no idea. It could be something bad.
I'm wondering if it's actual like Latin or if it's just gibberish and I just assume it's Latin.
Yeah, no, right.
It could just be gibberish.
It could be.
Maybe it's like Pig Latin. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, sorry, those are kind of off questions. I've always been curious about that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. You have another new theme called Spruce.
Oh, I do, yes.
Yeah. So it says a practical journal theme for practical people. So can you tell me a little bit about Spruce?
Yeah, Spruce is it's definitely a lot classier and more content-driven than most of my other themes. Even more so than Acute, the popular one. Mm-hmm. It's definitely set up to have a lot of customization options with the background images, and in each page you can have patterns and colors. You can choose a light or a dark background on each of the headers up there. And then we also threw in the portfolio piece because it's not hard to make one of our themes compatible with the portfolio plugin. It's just you just have to make a template and add it to the theme files.
Oh.
Yeah, because really anyone can basically, you can pull like the portfolio from Spruce and add it to, say, Acute, and then change a few classes, and you're pretty much set. We made things really responsive in the whole entire framework wise, which is really useful. But yeah, it's mostly just like a nice portfolio on the side, but mostly like blog style.
Yeah, I really. It looks great. I really like this a lot. And I like the different shading down below on the homepage. So it differentiates between the different posts. So,
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Very good. So I'm going to keep on going through these. Okay, what about? Is it called Weblog or Weblog?
I think it's Weblog.
Weblog. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they used to call blogs back in the day.
Oh, that's right. They did, didn't they? Yeah.
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 And this one, ironically, started out as blog-focused, but at the last second, I was like, I want to change it to focus more portfolio-wise. So, but I just kept the name because of all the documentation was already done, all the demo was already done, but that also shows how easy it is to switch from one faucet to the next.
Yeah.
But
so this is more, it's more portfolio, driven. Very nice. And then you have Base as well.
Yes, Base. That was a beast.
Was it?
It was.
Why was that?
I saw those little flip card things up front. I really liked that, and I really wanted to make those simple to use and into like a widget with a ton of options, but not so many that it was overpowering. And I finally figured it out, but I spent probably a good 3 or 4 days just on that part alone.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and there's a couple things that I used in this, or when I built this, and I learned, and now I'm using them in every other theme since then as well. So it has been really good.
Yeah, because then you're able to take what you learn from here and put it in everything else.
Exactly.
So that's great. It's I'm curious, how did you did you just teach yourself how to do all of this, or?
Yeah, I started out only strictly doing design work for a marketing firm straight out of school, and you know, it was all right, but I was very interested in knowing like what I could design so that I could make it work right in browsers and such. Because you know, you can't be a good designer if you have no idea the rules of like the web. So I had one of my friends and I would go after work and meet at Starbucks, and then I would teach him design stuff, and he would teach me web stuff. And now, a couple of years later, I can actually do stuff.
Here you are. Yeah. That's neat. Well, that's kind of, I think that's the way a lot of people, you know, learn is if you're passionate about it, you're going to find out how to do it, and, you know, meet the right people to teach you that. And yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's see. So let me go down here. So we looked at Folo, Spruce, Weblog, Base. Now I have, this one is the one that we're using right now on Get Nerdy with it, and it's Blog or Blooog. Yeah. How do you say it? I would say blog.
Yeah, that's how I say it as well.
Do you actually draw it out when you say it, blog?
It depends. Yeah.
I like this one. That's why I chose it. But yeah, it looks, and you know, everyone who comes to the site really compliments it and says that they really enjoy it a lot. So how did you come up with this one?
This one, I was just sitting on a train going to visit my dad for, I think it was his birthday. But, you know, I usually, whenever I'm not doing anything, I'm usually working and doing design and whatnot. So on the train, just sitting there, and I was like, you know what, I want to do a blog because I like blogs a lot, and I wanted to have a huge sidebar because one of my other themes previous is similar, but Rambles, but it has, you know, like a 200 pixel wide sidebar. So I thought it'd be cool to try something different, and I also loved that huge font, so I was like, why not?
Yeah, it looks really cool. Do you have a lot of people bought this one as well?
I think it broke 100 a couple days ago, or
cool.
Yeah, 112. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I like the wide sidebar.
Yeah.
And we have Acute. You spoke to Acute already. You spoke about that. Words. I actually have Words as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I have that one. I love the way the little icons roll out, you know?
Yeah, this is probably the first big time I ventured into CSS animations.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was, before this, I mean, I knew they existed, but you know, it's like, you know, whatever. But I did some cool stuff, basically tying the animation to the list item, so it delayed it per list item, which is kind of neat.
It looks, yeah, it's really cool looking. It's really cool. You're welcome. Now, do your parents actually use any of your themes? Do they?
Not at all. I don't even know if my mother knows what WordPress is.
I know. I was teasing.
That would be pretty funny though.
That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? If,
it would.
Yeah, if they did get that. Yeah. Okay, so what about Rambles? That's one I'm not too familiar with. I see that we have the sidebar there, and that's kind of where you got the idea to do the larger sidebar, I guess.
Exactly.
So can you tell us a little bit about Rambles?
Sure. Rambles I built to be a whole lot more of a light framework than the other themes, basically. I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 images in the entire theme total, other than, you know, the assets you upload through WordPress. I wanted it to be, I think that JPlayer is probably the only thing, but I wanted it to be lightweight, extremely responsive, so like it goes as wide as your screen, basically. And it doesn't stop. Like if you have a huge 27-inch monitor, it'll just keep growing.
Yeah, see, I'm stretching it out right now on my Mac. It does. It keeps going.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was fun to build. It was, it was just a real nice and simple, but fun at the same time blog.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing this one on ThemeForest.
No, this is the one I uploaded only on Creative Market.
This is the one that's on Creative Market. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. And this is, when was this one built?
Probably in February or
Gosh.
I think February.
Are you pumping out a theme every week? Are you?
It does look like a whole lot more than I thought it was.
That's really, you've been really active. That's great.
Yeah.
And then I see Vanillabean, and this is nice. It's just nice and and it's vanilla. It's nice and clean, but tell us about that.
Vanillabean's built on an entirely different form. It's not even WordPress. It's an entirely different framework. It's built on vanilla forms, which by itself, it's it's basically a forum thing. And this is what we have our support form on, or had.
Yeah, this is what your support forum was on.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember this.
Yeah, and so we built this basically for ourselves, but so many people were asking us for it. And we were just giving out code because, you're helping the developer community. And then after, so many people did it, we were like, why not we just put this on there? And we did. And it's gotten really good. I think we took it off ThemeForce last week, though, and put it on our own website to try to see what would happen there and just do a little trial selling it only on our website.
Yeah, to see if people will purchase it from there.
Yeah.
This is a really nice forum alternative because, when I go to other sites that have forums, they're just kind of ugly, right? Mm-hmm. They are. They're not. Yeah, they're not clean and pretty, and they're not. I don't know. They remind me like back. I don't know. Like they're like 10 years old or
exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So this is really great. I might have to try something like this. So what's next on the list for you?
Next. I wish I had a demo available to send you, but right now I just have like a dev server so I can run mobile testing. Mm-hmm. But basically, it's definitely a more of a photography and gallery, kind of like Folo. I usually do strings of. You probably noticed I do strings of sites where I do like 2 or 3 of similar types and then switch. Mm-hmm. So this one's like a photography and gallery.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely my new favorite.
Nice. I bet it's a lot of fun, right?
It is, and the responsiveness on this is something I didn't even know I could do. So you just have to see. It's definitely my favorite responsiveness.
I look forward to seeing it when it rolls out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone that wants to learn how to do this, do you have any tips? I know you learn kind of from yourself and your friend as well. But do you have any tips as to where people can start?
I think, was it wptuts.com, run by, I think Envato might own that company as well.
Okay.
But or .org, wptuts.org. Okay. No, it's not it.
.com, maybe?
Maybe .com. Maybe this one just is scamming off of them.
Let's see. I'm pulling up too. wptuts.com.
It's wp.tutsplus.com.
wp.tutsplus.com.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, this has got some pretty. It's kind of standard and generic, but for the most part, you can find a pretty good article every 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. And this is good for WordPress stuff. But in order to do WordPress, you have to be able to code HTML and CSS, which they're fairly easy once you look into it and you're like, oh, that's how that works.
So people do need to learn, just basic HTML and CSS before even trying to start doing something with their WordPress, with creating in WordPress, I should say.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Because what WordPress basically is entering different variables from your WordPress data into a theme. Mm-hmm. So I'll say show an image here and make it look like this, and then pull the image from whenever a user uploads it. So, yeah.
So now in regards to learning HTML and CSS, I don't know CSS, so that would be something I would need to learn. Mm-hmm. And where would one even go to do that? Would you have any suggestions for that?
Let me think. I think there's W3C schools. Yeah. W3schools.com.
W3schools.com.
Yeah. This is a really good place. It's got, every single thing you could ever imagine. And
wow. Good tips. Yeah, HTML5 and CSS.
Yeah. CSS is, it's the way everything looks, and that's definitely the number one thing I'd recommend if you own WordPress on your site and you have a theme that you should learn. Because, you can... people ask me all the time, how do I make the font bigger on the H1 title or something? But if you look at CSS, really it's just font size and then your number. So, little things like that, if you knew how to do, then you have so much fun, just editing and customizing your theme. Yeah. And CSS is it's really easy. Once you get in the hang of it, it's really easy.
I, for one, think that I'm going to actually look into. I'm bookmarking this page just for fun. I mean, because I really love this kind of stuff, and I really would like to learn more. So, just as a
Me
hobby.
too.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And this W3 Schools, I guess that's free. It looks like.
Yeah, it is.
Free?
Well, they had so much traffic from these ads. The ads probably pay for them pretty well.
Good for them. Good for them. They deserve it then. They deserve it. That's great.
Yeah.
So in regards to support, I noticed that you guys, and that's kind of how I connected with you. I had a question, and you were very responsive with the support, just really quick and personable. So can you tell us some about the type of support you offer for your themes?
Sure. We pretty much help people with any questions they have. For extremely difficult things, when people need entire homepage customized, etc., we usually direct them to WordPress, which is this company that does theme customizations, and they have all our files and our most recent updates and everything to handle the customization requests. But for the most part, it's simple little things, or how do we do this, or I'm having trouble with this. And we have a forum, and it's still running, but we're closing it by the end of the month to move to a customer email support system.
Okay.
And we I think I put that out yesterday that we're doing that. And I opened up
on your blog.
No, all our links on the website are. It's just help.ThemeBeans.com.
Okay.
And eventually, we're going to have some getting started articles and some frequently asked. But the goal is to have an even more direct relationship by sending emails back and forth versus a forum structure. And a forum is a whole lot harder to moderate than an email system is. 100% harder.
Yeah, and then also probably because people might, not be looking for the email response if there is a response back, and I would imagine you could get kind of cluttered as well with a lot of posts and frivolous comments back and forth, perhaps.
Yeah. And and remembering which one to go back to respond to, X versus someone else responding to Y. It's a pain. It really is.
Yeah, I could see an email responsive system with email that would work a lot better. Yeah, that's that's pretty good. So, and you offer that support. It's free for anyone who purchases your themes. Okay.
Yeah, and even now with this, as long as you fill out the form, we'll help you out. So,
cool.
All the people getting them illegally. I mean,
are people doing that?
I mean, you'll see. I can probably find a website right now that's hosting 2 or 3 of my themes, but that's just part of the business. It's just what happens.
I didn't know that. So let's talk about the licensing if we can. So I noticed that when I go to themeforest.net and I purchase one of your themes, it would show something like that would have a regular license. This is for use by you or one client in a single product. Okay, so then an extended license, $2,000. So can you explain the licensing, how that works? Is that does the cost of this theme, is that just for one website? Or if I have multiple websites and I purchase the theme, can I install it on a couple of different of my websites, my personal websites?
It's supposed to be where you'd buy one license. Well, this is my interpretation, so everyone has their own. That's the one huge issue right now with licensing and such. But it's supposed to be when you buy one theme, you use it for one website, for example, and then you buy another. You can use that same theme on a different client's website. You should buy it again. And that's probably not the case most of the time.
I got to say, I'm breaking the rules. Okay, because I have a personal blog and then another website that I'm not really using too much at all. And it's not for commercial use, but I do use the same theme on both sites. So I broke the rule. I'm sorry. No.
That's just my interpretation. It could not even be the rule. I know with extended licensing, it's definitely something where one of the pieces to it is where if you're reselling or if you're using it to resell or something, I don't know, something weird like that. But no one really knows right now. But I can tell you I've never sold an extended license.
So. I was wondering that because your themes are really afford. Let me just mention how much. Like I'm looking at Folo, for example, and it's $40, and that's super affordable. And then when you look at the extended license, it's $2,000, and that's not just for your theme; it's for all the themes on ThemeForest that I've noticed. They're really high and in the extended. So I was always kind of curious. Well, what does that mean exactly? What So that's good. That's a good explanation, and you help clarify in regards to the regular license what that means as well. So that does make sense. That you would think it'd just be per website.
Yeah, that's what it is with any jQuery and stuff that you buy. Like at Folo, we're using Vue.js for the portfolio single view, and you're supposed to purchase a new one every time you use it. And then,
I didn't realize that. I just thought, well, but, they really those other sites. They're just my personal blog, and it gets no traffic, at all.
No, I really don't care. That's fine with me. one purchase is more than enough.
So, curious, do you have any tips for people that are using your themes, or that want to start into creating their own websites? Not necessarily creating their themes, but creating their websites. So where do they start, and what do they do?
I think the number one thing is to have an idea and to have it solid before you start coding at all. I think, or getting a theme and figuring it out. Countless times, even I fall verdict to this, is when, I'll have like a half BSD or a half idea, and then I start making a theme out of it, and then like a month later, I'm like, you know what, this doesn't look anything like what I want it to look like.
I guess, so I guess really just having that idea solid in your head before starting, or just knowing where you want to go rather than just, otherwise you'll be left hanging, I guess. Yeah.
And then when you go for it, like go all in, like, if you're like, okay, today I want to figure out how to get this widget to look like this, and and then do it. And
hey, out of curiosity, how long does it take you, like from your first WordPress theme that you created to, let's say, this last one? I know that each one brings different elements to it, but how long does it generally take for you today, at least, compared to what you started at to create one?
It's funny you asked that. Someone else asked me that earlier today.
Did they really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's when I first started making WordPress themes, it took me about a month for like a board and Rambles, and Rambles was considered maybe like 3 weeks for Rambles, but a board was quite a long time. And before that, I was working with my guys building the framework, which is the basis for every theme we have. So like the way files are laid out, that way not only whenever I want to create a theme, I know exactly where everything's already at. It's when users are messing with the themes, they'll know exactly where I keep all the functions, where I keep all the assets, etc. But that whole part took about 3 months, and then building the first theme after that was a month. And now I started this new theme, I think on Saturday night, and I'll probably have it done by the end of this week.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. It's
a week, not even just right at a week, pretty much.
Yeah, just about.
Wow.
Yeah, because you notice trends in your own workflow. You realize there's things that you could do better or faster with each theme. Each theme I put out, each one is probably coded 30% better than the one before. That's why I push. If you notice, I almost always push updates to every theme whenever I release a theme. That way to kind of keep it on par with coding standards of tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, I did notice that because I do have a couple of your themes, I have several of them, and that they've all kind of updated at the same time. Yeah, that makes sense. That's logical. Yeah. And then I noticed the plugins too. So can you tell us a little bit about the plugins that you have as well? Yeah,
I decided to go to the plugin route probably about 2 or 3 months ago, and these have all been in the making since then. I've got Portfolios plugin, which on all themes past, which one? Maybe about 3 themes back past, all have templates built into them. So if you install the Portfolio plugin, it automatically triggers the templates, and you have your portfolio. And then if you switch to a different theme, you can still keep all your data. And if you have a template on that, so even if you switch to a theme that's not one of mine, you end up still saving your data if they have a portfolio template as well, and it'll be in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
very smart.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did it because ThemeForest is changing their standards to a more plugin directed route. And I kind of saw it coming, that's why I did the same thing with the shortcodes plugin.
Do you find, and I like what you've done with the plugins, and it seems like a really smart route to go. Do you find that other plugins interfere a lot with the way the websites that you create are supposed to work?
I mean, sometimes we had a big problem. And mostly it was because of different tags we were using, but with Yoast in the very beginning, back in the early days, the SEO plugin. But we resolved all that. And sometimes when people, I have even on my website, there's a feedback thing that asks if there's questions about plugins and compatibility. And now I'm starting to include popular plugins, like a little bit of CSS to make them fit better in the theme and not break anything. But yeah, there are problems, and whenever someone responds with a support question, it's almost the number one thing I ask is, have you disabled your plugins? Can you see if that's the problem? Yeah.
Yeah, because it does. I've noticed that. I think at one time with one of my issues that I had, that it was a plugin that was interfering. So yeah. Well, a lot of great information. Is there anything else that you'd like to share by chance about? Because I know. I have another question. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm all over the place. So you said you work with yourself, and you have 2 others or 3 others?
3 others.
3 others. Mm-hmm. And are you the one who pretty much creates the themes, or are they creating the themes also? Do they have any, or do you all together work on the themes?
It's mixed based on the theme. I have one guy that's almost exclusively plugins, and he does all that work. I've got another one who's almost exclusively the support website and our website. He kind of monitors things, and when there's bugs reported, he'll change them. Okay. And he'll add like the new themes to that and do all that work. And then me and one other, I do mostly all the front end work, and then a couple like cool features. I'm like, hey, let's try this, and then I almost get it working, and then he'll come in and then make it work.
Cool. Well, that's good. Where did you find them?
Mostly just working with them in the past on different projects, or we started on a plugin way back when, and then ended up not going anywhere. But I called them back, say, hey, let's try this, and then it ended up working. Do
you want to give them a shout out?
Hey, John, Carly, and Rick. It's Rich. Keep up the good work.
Yes, definitely. How did you come up with the name ThemeBeans, by the way?
It rhymes.
It does rhyme. It does rhyme. Yeah. And it's catchy.
Yeah, and when you have I feel like it's a good name where you can attach a bean to things. Not that was supposed to kind of rhyme either. like a bean theme or a bean plugin. That kind of thing.
It's super. It's a cute name too. It's like catchy. It's cool and catchy. So real good. Well, thank you so much for all the information. I just I'm a huge fan and love your work, and I encourage everyone. You're welcome. Everyone to check you out. Where can people find you online?
I'm on Twitter at Richard_Tabor, Tabor, and also at ThemeBeans at .com or on ThemeBeans Twitter. Either one, I run both of them.
Okay, great. So ThemeBeans Twitter or Rich_Tabor is your Twitter name. Yeah, awesome. And you guys are on Facebook too, right?
Yeah, we are. We have a Facebook, just Facebook/ThemeBeans.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and I cannot wait to see your next theme. So definitely tweet it out. I know you will when it's up. So I'll check it out. And for everyone out there, you can find us at getnerdywithit.com, as well as on Twitter, getnerdy_withit, and we're on Facebook, facebook.com/getnerdywithit. Also on G+, but they don't have a customized URL, so just check out our website, and you can find our G+. All right, thanks so much for getting nerdy with us, Rich, and have a good night.
Hey, you too.
Thank you for listening to Get Nerdy With It. Join us each week as we interview nerds talking about their passions.
Oh, nerds.
And be sure to visit us at getnerdywithit.com.